Well, here we have a Dibipack 3246 Restyling. I'm often asked about the settings of these machines, and we always show everybody how the machine works at installation or collection. We always offer training at collection if people so require. We'll even teach you how to change a sealing blade. This one's had new sealing blade, as you can see. It's had new rubber and Teflon, as you can see. It's had a bit of a clean up. It's not a new machine, it's a recon machine. It's had a new power board in this machine. But anyway, without further ado, let's turn the machine on. It might flicker a little bit because the LEDs don't video very well. I always use the machine on program number 2. Now you can scroll through. This machine has 9 programs. Number 9 really doesn't do anything. Number 1, that shows there, we're actually at the moment on temperature. You see, this is temperature. 35 means it's 135. If I go up to 235, that doesn't mean it's 235. On the temperature position, the first digit always means default is 1. So whatever you've got these 2 digits on, there's a 1 in front, regardless of what program number you're on. That's set at 106, that's set at 145, far too hot. Turn that down actually. You should never really switch these machines above 135. That's what the OEM recommends. Again, someone's turned that up far too high. So we turn that down. So that 835 actually means 135. 9 doesn't do anything. So that's 135, 135, 117, 120, 126, 106, 135 and 135. That's the temperature. I'll scroll back now to program 2. I don't know why, I always use these machines in program 2. They tend to, when you get them, when you switch them on new, they seem to default to number 2, so that's where I leave it. You've got a function button there, and this basically means that logo there is sealing. So the light's on, that's the sealing. That's sealing at 1 second at the moment. We could probably drop that to about 0.8. If once the machine's been used for a while, you get some retained temperature. So that's your sealing time, which you can turn up and down. You don't want to be running the sealing system too hot because you'll burn your infills out, which you can see where the blade is sitting there. We call it a blade, although it's a nichrome band. It's not actually sharp. It's 3 by 0.5, see it in its piston there. That's a little tension unit. You can see it's got tension on it. If I operate the machine, you will see some movement on that screw. That's because when the blade gets hot, it expands, and it's important that there's always tension on that blade. When you fit them, you must fit them so it has tension to take out the expansion. So that's your sealing system. Then that is self-explanatory really, it's the magnet. The magnet is there, the grabber plate for the magnet is there. That's a 24 volt electromagnet. When we bring the hood down, a little bit of pressure, you hear it click, it cuts, seals, shrinks and releases, hence semi-auto. That's the magnet, and again, you can adjust the time of the magnet up and down. At the moment, I've got it set for 3.5. So the machine will cycle for 3.5 seconds with whatever product is inside. It's shrinking for that amount of time. The next function is your temperature. We've gone through this, 135. You can turn it down if you think it's too hot, if the pack's splitting, bursting, blistering, whatever, turn it down a little bit. But as rule of thumb, we sort of run them at 135. The other little gizmo there is 18. 18 abacus. That means how many packs the machine has done. So we can reset that if you want to. If you now do that on the reset button there, that zeroes that. So each time we now do a cycle, it will count. So 1 cycle, 2 cycles. So you know over the period of time with the machine switched on, as long as nobody resets it, that's how many cycles the machine's doing. So if you're trying to keep an eye on how many products you've put through, there you have it. So there we have it. Sealing system, rubber Teflon. That Teflon and rubber should be changed periodically. They are consumable parts of the machine. The blade sits in those infills. They will wear eventually and the blade will wobble about. This one can't wobble about because it's nice and tight in there, 0.5 mm of a blade sticking out, which is correct. If it's wobbling about, the groove's got big, the blade's popping out, you need to change those sealing infills. All of these parts are available on our website, which is www.galley, Galley, -pak.co.uk. So all of these parts, sealing system, sealing blade, infills, rubber, Teflon, and obviously you should be cleaning the sealing systems on these with a soft wire brush. We have these brushes made slightly stiffer than a suede brush, so you just clean the sealing system like so, get any debris off. And you do this in conjunction with a little bit of silicone gel. This here is fire retardant silicone gel. The spec is on our website. It's harmless if ingested and it's fire retardant. Don't use any old grease on there because it will catch fire. You can get the Teflon from our website, the rubber from our website, and sometimes we use some Evo stick in addition to what we're doing. So there you have it. That's how the restyling machine works, and those are the bits that you should be maintaining and replacing and looking after regularly. Thanks for your time. If you need anything, pop along to our website.